Good morning. It's November 21st. So after all my hunts, I started shed hunting, and that's what I've picked up so far. Just to go over this quick. So there's been times I went out and didn't find anything, and sometimes I've considered whether putting those in my videos or not, but you know, if there's, it kind of shows it's not easy. There's a lot of times you go out and don't find anything. So some of them I'll put in, some of them I won't. So I think the first time I went out was this. I found this little teeny 4-point right here, and that's all I found. It was a half-a-day hike. This spike right here, really unique. Something wrong going on with that elk right there. That was an all-day hike. That is all I found in an area I just figured I'd find something, and I've been in there twice. First time I didn't find anything. That's the second time I found that, and you know, I just knew there was some in there, so I'm probably going to give up on that area. This one right here, this set right here, was like 3/4 of a day, and I found one set. All these on this tailgate right here, I found them in the same area. So the first time I went in there, I found this 7-point right here, and this set, they were side by side. Then the next time I went in there, I found this is the best shed besides that one that has the extra point. That's a nice, just a solid shed. I found that single shed. That was on a half-a-day hike. And then the other day I went in there on a half-a-day hike and found this 7, and I think the match to that one, they were on the same hillside, and then I found this one. So that leaves the other side to this one, and this one still in there. But I pulled 7 sheds out of that spot right there. So there's some interesting places. Traditionally I've just shed hunted around my house here, local where I live, but I've decided to expand into other places in Utah. Just go out a little bit, because this is one of the most heavily shed hunted areas. Just because of the trophy status, there's good bulls in here, and it's just hard. There's, on opening days like that this year, it was like people everywhere. So I know it's very heavily shed hunted. So I'm gonna stay in Utah at this point, unless things, you know, keep improving. I have like 675 subscribers. I need to at least get to 1,000. But in Utah, whenever I find sheds, it's either in the junipers or the mountain mahoganies. I've never found sheds up in pine areas. I've watched shed videos with people hunting Arizona, and they're finding sheds with your pine trees. Also Colorado, but not here locally where I'm at right here. It's always in the junipers and the mountain mahoganies is where they drop their antlers. So I really at this point don't have a desire to go out of the state of Utah, but I'm sure because of the young population of Utah, there's very high percentage of people that shed hunt for recreation. But I really enjoy finding these things and picking them up. So I'm going to expand a little bit. I try to get my 1,000 subscribers. And you know, if you guys have any idea, why do you watch, you know, on my next video, if you watch it, and put down, why do you watch shed hunting videos? So when I started watching shed hunting videos, because I wanted to know where elk shed, I want to know how to shed hunt. And so at this point, my interest is kind of centered around people who shed hunt in Utah, because the terrain is so much different in other states where they shed. So, but that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in Utah, and I also watch them if you just want to watch real people doing real things and out in nature. I like filming everything that's out there that I can film besides the shed hunt. So, if you'd like to see anything in my videos, anything different than what I'm doing, just drop a comment below. But that's what I'm gonna do. In one of my previous videos, I talked about the first year I kept shed hunting year round. I got way more whites than browns, and one of my goals was to get more browns than whites, and I did that last year. I had way more browns, probably a third again more browns than whites. So that was a good year for me. The market kind of dropped out of the shed industry, but later in the year, then I was able to sell my sheds. But this is since I've probably gone out 10 times. I'm just guessing, but the 3 or 4 times I didn't find anything. So it's just my Roundy Up channel. I do shed hunting videos. I do hunting videos, archery hunting videos, and I did my daughter's rifle spike hunt this year because she didn't have time to get it in the archery season. So, Roundy Up hunting. Let me know if you want to see anything different. Got to get to 1,000. Heck yeah. Good morning. It's September 27th. I'm finally going to go for a shed hike. So this is kind of an area I've seen bulls up in here, but I've never shed hunted up in here. And then later in the day I'm going to go up higher because they're still bugling. See if I can just kind of scout an area, even though I just don't have any tags. Just like to look at them. This year I looked for a 2x spike that was legal, or a 2x6 that was legal as a spike. I looked for that one for 5 days and couldn't find it. This is all during my spike hunt. And then they found another spike by 6. I looked for it for 2 or 3 days and couldn't find it, and I ended up shooting me a spike at 80 yards, and I had it all on video and everything with this camera. And then I bought a new computer and transferred my stuff over, and I lost it all. So I had a lot of good content to make a good film, but I lost it. But Brian, my son Brian, was successful with a spike by 6. And he had the same problems when he went in to shoot it. His GoPro, once the battery gets low, it doesn't have to be, once it gets under 50%, they're kind of unreliable. And he'd turn it on and it'd just turn off, and he'd turn it on and it'd turn off. So he didn't get the shot, but I'm going to make a film with that and post that because it was just a unique legal spike in Utah. But today's just finally getting back into picking up some bone. Roundy up. Look at the acorns. They're actually falling off. I got a really good harvest of acorns this year. When there's plenty of moisture, these things are pretty good. They just taste like corn, but when they're not a lot of moisture, they're kind of bitter. So that's pretty good. The deer and elk will get really fat on those. That's pretty good. Bet you the bears like them too. is the daddy one, this one's the baby one. The rising of the moon. And the setting of the sun. Nature's revolutions. It's October 2nd. This is the third time I've been out trying to find antlers after I've done with all my hunts and my stash. But just hiking up through some new country. Got me a 2.5-year-old bull. Hard white. October 4th, I just went on a little teeny hike. So, I didn't even get dressed in my camo or anything. I left the house at 3:30. But little 7-point. Hard white. Pretty grateful for that. Well, I found a side-by-side set while I was looking for this one. I've done several circles. There's just one more spot I want to look at, and then I'll go down and get that other set. So, heck yeah. Well, there's my side-by-side set. Six-point. Still nice and brown on the downside. Still even got some brown on the fat. But just a little 6x6. Oh, dropped them both right here. Heck yeah. Round up. It's October 26th. Just going for a little hike. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. Haven't been getting out much lately, so do a hike in the hills. See what nature has to offer. So it rained earlier today, and it's like 42 degrees. I'd been in the house, so I felt a little chilly, so I put an Under Armour under my merino wool top. Within 5 minutes, that thing's got to come off. It's amazing. Once you get hiking, even in freezing weather, if you just keep your body going, you'll be warm. I suppose everybody's different, but looking for elk sheds mostly. We'll see how it goes. Look what I just saw. Branch her shed. So, just found a shed. Look at that baby. Isn't that nice? Heck yeah. Now this here is a rare find of a calcium deposit. I located it by careful study of the botany in the area, and also the rotation of the planets in relation to the 365-day cycle that occurs in the month called the windy month. Yes, and this particular deposit was deposited by a rare beast known as the whoopity. This appellation was given to it by the indigenous native people of the continent known as the Americas, specifically North America. Now, this particular one is one of adult species, and how you can tell that is by the number of the tines. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is an indication of adulthood in this particular species of ungulate. Now, one thing that I need to determine besides the location of this shed is the location of this, the match to this shed. Now, unfortunately, I have not found it yet, and I am determined to not make that mistake again. So I have to take careful calculations, as I have done previously in locating this particular deposit, to find another. Good day. Good morning. It's October 28th. I was up in here 4 or 5 months ago. Got skunked. But there's got to be sheds in here. It's kind of a little bit more of a really steep and area that I didn't think would be shed hunted, but I was surprised when I come in here. I found a lot of tracks and stuff, but I'm just gonna try to find some places people haven't gone yet. Wow. Look at that spike. That's an anomaly. My word. Sure seen a lot of weird stuff this year. That is like... Huh. I found an elk shed. Hallelujah. Well, I feel good about this hike. I hiked a lot. Just found that spike. This one I found yesterday is a nice shed, but dang. So that kicked my hinder twice now. I just thought for sure there'd be sheds in here, but I'm feeling like I got my hinder kicked, so probably have to find another spot. November 8th, got a little bit of snow last night. It's about 1:30, excuse me, 12:30. So, got half a day. Going on a little hike. Heck yeah. Man, I just like sets. Because I'm always like wanting to find the other side. And when they're just both there, heck yeah. Looks like a little 6-point. Hard white. Well, that is cracked. Not a huge burr, still a younger bull. Heck yeah. Some areas, like, you know where you need to go to find sheds, but in places like this, it's just like you're just wandering through the trees. So I kind of circled around the spot. I can see why it's shed here, but couldn't see any other sheds, so gonna move on. Well, just the one set. I found him hiking out to my vehicle in the dark before, but not very often. So never did give up hope. But it's a new day tomorrow. It's November 19th. Going for a little hike. Beautiful weather. It rained last night. It's about 40 degrees. Just trying to pick up some bone. I just barely saw this, and I think it's bone. So we'll go check it out. It's a 6-point with a broken third. Heck yeah. It's in good shape too. I can see a crack in it. That's awesomeness. Find a place. See if there's any more in here. Well, looped around, didn't find the other side of that one. And I'm going up in a lot farther, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Come back and pick it up. Hopefully on the way back I'll find the other side. Well, it's quite a ways away from that other one I just found, but not too far. I'll have to check it with the onyx. I'm guessing 200 yards. It actually, dimension wise, that's a 7-point. You know what? I found another 7-point in here about a month ago. So that's a heavy ball right there. I mean, it's really little G1, 2 and 3. But because of this mass right here, I mean, that's heavy. Heck yeah. 6 out of 7 so far. Beautiful day. So I just got done stashing that one in the tree, putting on my rain gear, because here come the rain. It looked like it's snowing, but I took 2 steps out, Like a nice shed right there. Really long. Could be wrong, but dang, it's beautiful. Looks like a left side. So it's the sword I was seeing that's long, so the 6 is little. That might be the match to my other one. I think it is. It was a small shed. Sometimes just the way they're laying, they look big, but yeah. Really good shape. That's a dark outline. Heck yeah. Look at that. That's so awesome. Well, that's 3 sheds within probably 200-yard area. I'll stash this one with that one because I was going to get them on my way back down through because I'm still just at the beginning of my hike. Well, I don't think that's a match, even though that's a left and a right on those 2 little ones. Because the angle of the last 2 points is more coming around, and this one's kind of a straight up bowl. I don't like the look of those bowls that are where their tines are kind of in line with their main beam. Everything goes straight up. So I think that's more sheds in here. Hallelujah. And about a half hour just down some snow. I start heading that back out. Well, pick up these 2 I stashed, go get that other one. That'll be 3. Guess I run into another one. Heck yeah. Well, there's the 3rd one, all covered in snow. So, heck yeah.